Chapter 8. Threads of Fate. The stillness of the garden clung to Joshua like a second skin, the shadows stretching around him as he crept forward, each step deliberate, each rustle of the leaves echoing in his ears. The figure he had sensed moments before stirred again, and without a second thought, Joshua picked up his pace, adrenaline fueling him as he drew closer. Peering around a dense thicket, he caught a flash of movement, a silhouette shifting beneath the silver glow of the moonlight. The tension escalated as he strained to catch a glimpse, wanting to confirm whether this could be Mia, or perhaps someone who could lead him closer to her. "Hello," Joshua called softly, his voice barely above a whisper, but enough to cut through the dense air. "Is anyone there?" The figure froze, then turned slowly, revealing a wary face that looked equally startled and apprehensive. It was a young woman, her red hair drenched and disheveled, her eyes wide with recognition. It wasn't Mia, but someone equally defined by desperation, someone who matched the haunting feeling that clung to the air. "Please don't come any closer," she said, her voice shaky. "I'm not a threat. I just want to help." Joshua's instincts kicked in. Something about her made him pause. "Help? What do you know about Mia? Where is she?" The woman looked around nervously as if the shadows held ears of their own. "They got her. The last I saw, they took her to a warehouse near the old train tracks. Please, you have to believe me." "Who took her?" Joshua pressed, feeling the weight of urgency and dread creeping back over him. "They never introduced themselves. Some guys in suits, real dangerous types. They were talking about a deal, and something about keeping the girls in line." She swallowed hard, her voice trembling as if recounting the memory was enough to suffocate her. "I barely got away. I saw them loading her into a car. The whole thing felt wrong, like I was witnessing something terrible." "You need to hurry." Joshua's mind raced. Every moment spent doubting could cost Clara her life. "Show me," he urged, his determination unwavering. "Take me to the warehouse." The woman hesitated, then nodded, desperation flaring in her eyes. "Follow me, but we have to be careful. They have eyes everywhere." Without further delay, they slipped deeper into the garden, hurrying to the exit as the night darkened further. The urgency electrified the air around them, wrapping Joshua in a cloak of determination. Minutes later, they emerged from the sanctuary of roses into the street, the shadows surrounding them growing thicker as they moved toward the old train tracks. The sound of an approaching train chugging in the distance, the rusted tracks winding like veins into the heart of the city. "Just up ahead," the woman whispered, pointing toward a decrepit building draped in darkness. As they approached, Joshua's pulse quickened. This place exuded an unnatural foreboding, waves of danger rippling through the air as though the very walls bore witness to unspeakable acts. He paused, pressing his back against the cool stone wall, listening intently. "Do you see anyone?" he asked. "We can't risk being spotted." She shook her head. "It looks clear for now, but they could be watching. We'll need to be quick." Joshua peered around the corner, scanning the area for any sign of movement. The entrance to the warehouse was obscured by piles of old crates and debris, but the faint outline of a lone figure stood just inside, regimented and watchful. "I'll distract them," he whispered, adrenaline coursing through him. "You stay back. If this goes south, I need you to run and get help." Before she could protest, he moved, slipping quietly into the shadows, his body low to the ground as he edged closer to the entrance. His heart raced, fueled by the knowledge that Clara was out there, trapped and frightened. As he neared the entrance, he formulated a plan. He would create a diversion, something to pull the attention away from the woman and provide her the chance to escape should things go wrong. "Hey!" Joshua shouted, stepping into the light just outside the threshold, catching the guard's attention. "What's going on? I seen some guys lurking around here. You're going to want to check it out." The guard's eyes narrowed, suspicion sparking as he stepped more fully into view. "What are you talking about? You think you can just walk into our place?" Joshua shifted his weight, a casual facade masking his racing heart. "I'm just looking to get in on what's happening, man. I heard there's a party or something. Shut it, the guard bellowed, taking a threatening step forward. You don't know who you're messing with. In that fleeting moment, Joshua saw his chance. The guard's attention was diverted, and in one fluid motion, he lunged forward, wrestling the guard to the ground and quickly wrestling him into submission and knocking him unconscious. With the guard momentarily incapacitated, he rushed inside the dark warehouse, a knot of dread tightening within him. Each step was met with silence, the kind of silence that carried an echo of despair. His instincts screamed at him, driving him onward as he searched for leads, clues, anything that could point him toward Clara, and ultimately Mia. Twinkling lights scattered across the warehouse danced like stars against the grimy backdrop. Clara, he called, heart racing, praying for a response. Where are you? The only answer was a heavy silence, coupled with the clatter of something falling over in the dark. Joshua felt a fiery determination settle in his bones. She was nearby, and he could almost feel the pull of her presence drawing him forward, guiding him through the maze of crates and shadows. As he pushed deeper into the warehouse, he caught sight of a door slightly ajar, light spilling out into the darkness like a beacon of hope. Driven by instinct, Joshua approached cautiously, ready to confront whatever lay beyond. Taking a deep breath, he swung the door open, preparing himself for the confrontation. But what he found made his blood run cold. Clara was there, bound in chains, her eyes wide with horror. But beside her stood the dark-haired man from the club, a smug grin plastered across his face. Look who finally decided to join the party, he sneered, a glint of malice in his eyes. Let her go, Joshua shouted, stepping forward, anger mingled with fear surging through him. Oh, not until we have a little chat, the man replied, his voice dripping with amusement. You see, you've been trying so hard to uncover secrets, but truth is, some truths are better left buried. Clara, are you okay? Joshua's throat tightened, relief and terror colliding within him. Joshua, be careful, Clara shouted, desperately trying to wriggle free from her restraints. Step away from her, Joshua growled, feeling the fire ignite in his chest. This was the moment everything hinged upon.